Today we are going to start our discussion on immune system of our body. So now we are going to talk about immune system. So let us talk about the immune system in the body. Children, its main function is to recognize the foreign molecule, that is the antigen, respond to them, and to keep memory of them. Do you know what is the purpose of immune system in the body? Its main function is to recognize the foreign molecule, that is the antigen, respond to them, and to keep memory of them. So this is important function of the immune system in the body. Human immune system consists of antibodies, cells, tissues, lymphoid organs, and has the unique feature of memory and identification of a large number of pathogens, right? So immune system plays a very crucial role in organ transplant, allergic reaction, and autoimmune diseases. So talking about the immune system in the body, so immune system, in a very simple word, we can say immune system consists of lymphoid organs, lymphoid tissues, B cells and T cells, and antibodies. So these are the important constituent of the immune system in our body. So let us talk about the lymphoid organ. What are lymphoid organs? Children, organs where lymphocytes are originate, proliferate, and get matured, they are known as lymphoid organs. lymphoid organs क्या होते हैं? lymphoid organs वो organs होते हैं where origin, maturation and proliferation of lymphocyte occur. So those organs are termed as lymphoid organs. Children, talking about the lymphoid organs are the two types: primary lymphoid organs and secondary lymphoid organs. When we talk about the primary lymphoid organs, so in primary lymphoid organs, immature lymphocyte differentiate to mature ones into an antigen-sensitive lymphocytes, and after maturation, the lymphocytes migrate to the secondary lymphoid organ, right? And these are of two types, like bone marrow and thymus. Primary lymphoid organs क्या होते हैं? जहाँ immature lymphocyte differentiate with the mature one, and after the maturation, these lymphocytes migrate to the secondary lymphoid organs, right? So दो तरीके के bone marrow and thymus. अच्छा, bone marrow की अगर हम बात करते हैं तो it is the main lymphoid organ where all the lymphocytes and all the body cells are produced and T lymphocytes are developed, right? So this is the important property of the bone marrow. उसी तरीके से अगर मैं thymus की बात करती हूँ, so thymus is the lobed organ located near to the heart and beneath the breastbone. It is large at the time of birth, but with the age the size keep on reducing and become very small by attaining the puberty. जब birth के time पे thymus बहुत बड़ा होता है size में, लेकिन as attaining the time of puberty, it becomes reduced in their size. And growth and maturation of T lymphocytes takes place in thymus only, right? And after the maturation, they moves to the secondary lymphoid organ. Talking about the secondary lymphoid organs, they provide site for the interaction of lymphocytes with the antigen, which then proliferate to become effector cells, right? Talking about the secondary lymphoid organ, so secondary lymphoid organs are spleen, lymph node, and mucosal associated lymphoid tissues, that is known as MALT, right? So these are the secondary lymphoid organ. चलो थोड़ा इनके बारे में बता दूं, जैसे कि spleen की अगर हम बात करते हैं, so spleen is a large bean shaped organ and it containing lymphocytes and phagocytes. It is actually the filter of the blood by trapping and removing the antigens and removing the old RBCs. तो एक तरीके से हमारा ब्लड प्यूरिफायर होता है ये स्प्लीन. Lymph node are the small solid structure located at the different points along the lymphatic system, and their function is to trap the microorganisms and other antigens. Right? So this is the very important property of the lymphoid organ. उसी तरीके से mucosal associated lymphoid tissue. So this is located within the lining of main tract in the body, like respiratory and digestive, urogenital tract, right? So mucosal associated lymphoid tissue constitute about 50% of the lymphoid tissue in the human body, right? So this is about the immune system of our body. So we have discussed about the two categories, two type of lymphoid organ. The primary lymphoid organ are those lymphoid organ where lymphocytes become mature and move after the maturation. They migrate to the secondary lymphoid organ. Talking about the secondary lymphoid organ, so these provide the site for the interaction of lymphocyte with the antigen, right? So two category of lymphoid organs are there. This is about the immune system in our body. Now let us move towards the another very important topic, that is AIDS. What is AIDS? The full form of AIDS is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. So AIDS is a syndrome caused by the HIV. HIV is what? It is human immunodeficiency virus. So this is pathogenic to human beings and damage the immune system of the body. It is called acquired because it obtained in lifetime. The disease developed in a lifetime. It is not a congenital. And it is called as syndrome because syndrome means what? It is a group of symptoms that suggest the disease. Because the disease is manifest in group of symptoms, right? It is caused by HIV. Children, it is first reported in USA in 1981. And since it is spread all over the world, until then it had killed more than 25 million persons. It was isolated and identified by Professor Montagnier of France as well as Professor Gallo of USA. Children, very first it was called as HCLV3 and it was later called as HIV in 1986 by International Committee of Viral Nomenclature. Children, HIV consists of two different types. HIV दो तरीके के, that is HIV1 and HIV2. HIV1, in this pathogen contains 8 genes, whereas in HIV2 it contains 9 genes, that is only found in Africa, right? Now coming to the structure of virus. So children, this is a retrovirus. HIV is a member of group of virus which is spherical retrovirus and having RNA as the genetic material, right? It is coated by the envelope of protein, right? And the inner coating is known as P24, right? Like this is the structure. So the inner coating, protein coating, is known as P24 and the outer coating is known as P17, as you see in the picture. Also envelope made up by the lipids. Now this have the knob-like glycoprotein spikes, right? तो इस पे आप ये देख रहे हो, ये ग्लाइकोप्रोटीन की बनी हुई स्पाइक्स होती हैं इस पर, right? And in this spike, this is made up of by glycoprotein 120 and this is known as glycoprotein GP41, right? And single stranded RNA is there. And this glycoprotein spike is important for the attachment, right? Now this is the structure of the HIV. Now children, please try to understand the difference between AIDS and virus? AIDS, it is acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, right? So AIDS is a medical condition that is basically the weakened of the immune system. And HIV is what? HIV is the virus which actually causes the AIDS, right? Now let us discuss about the mode of transmission. Now children, talking about the mode of transmission, so sexual contact with infected person or the transfusion of the contaminated blood or the blood products by the sharing of infected needles from the infected mother to the child, so it is getting transmitted. So these are the high risk categories of the transmission. Now let us talk about the mode of transmission. So in this picture, like virus enters the macrophages after entering the body of a person. Now what happens? RNA get replicated to form viral DNA by enzyme reverse transcriptase. Now this viral DNA get incorporated into the host cell. DNA directs the infect cell to produce virus. Now macrophages continue to produce virus particles in the body. These virus particles enter helper T cells in the blood, where they continue to replicate and produce viral progenies, right? So viral progenies are now developed. Now the number of helper T lymphocytes progressively decreases in the body because of the infection. As the number of T cells decrease, the immunity also decreases. As a result, person cannot produce any immune response even against common bacteria, right? So in that way the immune system becomes weakened and more weakened. So in that way it affects the immune system of the body. So talking about the prevention of AIDS, so awareness and precaution are the only option to prevent AIDS. And children, National AIDS Control Organization, that is NACO, in 1991 in India and many other NGOs are doing lot of spread of awareness. Even WHO has started a number of programs to control the spread of disease, right? If we talk about the role of WHO to prevent HIV infection, like some of the strategies they follow to prevent such disease, like making blood safe from HIV, use of disposal needles and syringe in public and also in the private hospitals and clinics, free distribution of condoms and advocating safe sex, controlling drug abuse, promoting regular checkups for HIV suspected pupils. So these are some of the things which done by the WHO. Now children, talking about the diagnosis, there are several methods for the diagnosis of HIV infection like ELISA, PCR. So these are some of the techniques by which it can be diagnosed. Let us talk about another very important topic, that is cancer. Talking about the cancer, so cancer is the uncontrolled cell division leading to the formation of mass of cells called tumor. So cancer is one of the most dreadful disease. More than 1 million people in India suffer from the cancer and large number of them die due to it. It is highly noticeable nowadays, right? Talking about the cancer, so in normal cell growth and differentiation is highly controlled and regulated. It shows a property by the virtue of which contact and other cells stop their uncontrolled growth. But cancerous cells appear to lose this property. As a result, cells continue to divide to produce a mass of cell called tumors, or it is also termed as neoplasm. Therefore, there is a breakdown of regulatory mechanism in cancer cell. So uncontrolled division and differentiation is there. So children, talking about the tumor, it is a mass of cell formed due to the uncontrolled division of cell. And tumor are the characteristic sign of cancerous growth. Broadly, it is categorized into two types: benign tumor and malignant tumor. Benign tumor क्या होते हैं? They remain confined to the original location and do not spread to the other part of the body. They cause less damage to the body, right? On the other hand, malignant tumor, they are the mass of cell proliferate soon. They are the mass of the proliferating cell, we can say, called as neoplastic tumor cells. These cells grows rapidly and invading and damaging the surrounding normal cells and tissues, right? तो कभी कभी दो केस होते हैं. कभी कभी सेल अर्ली स्टेज में, कैंसर अर्ली स्टेज में पता चल जाता है, जो बेसिकली बेनिग्न ट्यूमर होता है. और कभी कभी क्या होता है, लास्ट स्टेज में जाके पता चलता है. दैट इज बेसिकली ड्यू टू द मैलिग्नेंट ट्यूमर. वो आसपास के भी सेल को डैमेज कर देता है, राइट? So these cancerous cells let other cells to start competing for the nutrient because of their unregulated growth, right? जो कैंसरस सेल्स होते हैं वो आसपास की सराउंडिंग सेल्स से भी न्यूट्रिटिव कम्पिटिट करते हैं, उनका भी न्यूट्रिएंट एब्जॉर्ब कर लेते हैं, क्योंकि उनमें ग्रोथ ज़्यादा होती है. आसपास के सेल से न्यूट्रिएंट एब्जॉर्ब करते हैं. And cells tend to slow off from their tumor, reach other cell as well through the blood flow, where they start a new tumor, and that property is known as metastasis, right? It is the most dangerous property of the malignant tumor. क्यों? क्योंकि आसपास के surrounding cells को भी डैमेज करना शुरू कर देता है. Talking about the causes of cancer, so cancer causing agents are carcinogens, right? It can be induced by physical, chemical and biological agents. Talking about the physical agent like X-ray, gamma rays, non-ionizing rays. So these are what? Because of these rays, DNA damage and leading to the neoplastic transformation. Talking about the chemical agent like tobacco smoke, benzene fumes. So these are the chemicals which actually makes the cell division uncontrolled. Biological agents. These are the cancer causing viruses that is known as oncogenic virus. These have genes called viral oncogenes and certain other genes called cellular oncogene or proto-oncogene. They have been identified in normal cells which when activated lead to tumor formation, right? Now children, talking about the treatment of cancer. So treatment can involve some of the mechanism like surgery, radiotherapy, chemotherapy, immunotherapy, right? Talking about the detection of cancer. So cancer can be detected by the method like bone marrow test, biopsy, radiography, computed tomography, resonance imaging, monoclonal antibodies. So these are certain mechanisms to detect the cancer, right? So I hope whatever we have discussed today, it becomes clear to you all. So today's task is to revise and learn today's topic. If you find any kind of problem, any kind of difficulty, any kind of query, so please feel free to ask. In the next video, we will discuss about drugs and alcohol abuse. So till then, have a nice day and thank you.